Think planes are white for style? Think again. Why do airlines prefer white over flashy colors?
Not just paint. When diffuser is, it's aviation science.
Here's what white paint does mid-air. White saves money. Here's how.
White keeps planes cooler, literally.
What's under that white paint?
Is it always white paint or something else?
White paint reveals damage early. Stress fractures and oil leaks appear sooner on white surfaces.
Can airlines use other colors? Yes, but white paint means less maintenance.
Why white planes are easier to lease. Less branding means faster turnover. Aircraft in white gets repainted less often.
White paint weighs less per, and that matters.
UV rays damage colored planes faster.
Fewer birds hit white planes. Surprised? A new study shows birds avoid lighter colors.
White paint protects against corrosion.
Why manufacturers deliver aircraft in white?
Can white paint prevent overheating delays? White planes take off sooner in heat waves.
Designing paint that survives 10,000 meters high.
White makes inspections faster.
Ich made it.
What's fair?
Dark colors hide damage. Why white dominates global fleets? Over 80% of global commercial planes are painted white. What if planes weren't painted white? The science of reflectivity in flight. Thermal stress can warp panels, where white helps prevent it. How paint affects cabin temperature. Old versus new. Evolution of plane paint. Why military planes aren't white. Can airlines customize white? Yes, and unsubtly.
Why white shows up better in airport lighting. How often are planes repainted? White jets last up to 7 years, dark ones often repainted in 3.
The hidden layers of white aircraft paint.
Do white planes fade too? Yes, but slower.
Repainting a whole jet takes days. White saves time.
Do regional jets follow the same rule? Compare small commuter planes versus long haul. Most stay white too.
White makes jets look newer, longer. Every kilograms of paint matters in aviation. White paint equals lighter overall weight. White reduces fuel costs over years. The financial breakdown shows 1 to 2% savings from both reduced weight and cooling efficiency.
Why white is safer on the runway.
Painting a plane takes precision. Paint isn't just for beauty, it's for protection.
How planes are washed without damaging the paint.
Do private jets follow the white rule? Many still use white for the same reasons, even if customized.
Why white matters more at high altitudes. White helps spot oil leaks fast. Engine pylon leakage test. White shows drip paths instantly. What happens when planes aren't painted at all? Painting a jet wing. More complex than you think. The reason most airline fleets look the same.
Do African American engineers recommend white for drones too?
Why white reduces mid-air collision risk.
Do cargo jets follow the same rule? Yes.
Why do budget airlines keep their planes white? Cost-saving analysis shows cheaper maintenance, easier branding.
How long does white aircraft paint really last?
What is paint chalking, and how white resists it? Why do desert-based airlines rely on white?
Why even satellite launch aircraft are white? High-altitude missions choose white for thermal balance.
Do white planes reflect radar better?
Why don't all private jets go wild with color? Some do, but cost, weight, and resale discourage flashy paint.
Why white is the color of efficiency.
It's a major trend towards simplicity, driven by significant cost savings for airlines.
Color adds identity. White adds performance. Can white planes carry brand without paint? Painting takes hours. Weight lasts years.
White hides panel patchwork better. Older jets often have metal repairs. White masks inconsistencies.
Why white shows lightning strike damage clearly.
What happens if airlines ignore paint standards?
Do airlines test new paint formulas?
How white helps during inspections in hangars.
Why ground crews prefer white planes? It's about visibility during towing, docking, and marshaling. The white gives us the best contrast on the tarmac.
How paint affects aerodynamics. Why touch-up jobs work better on white? Small patches blend in. Colored jets show mismatched spots.
Can color cause confusion during emergencies?
Do smaller airlines follow the same rule? Regional carriers keep fleet white for interchangeability and resale. How airlines design liveries around white. Why airplanes are never painted black. Heat, stress, and fade risks outlined in high-temp simulation. Which airlines break the white rule of 8 and why?
Paint versus stickers. What's better for white jets?
Why startup airlines stick with all-white planes? Initial cost reduction, flexibility for leasing. How white planes reduce mid-air bird strikes. FAA study shows reduced incidents with brighter fuselages.
Is painting a plane just like a car? Not quite.
Do helicopters follow the white rule too?
Most do, especially in civilian or commercial use.
Can white reduce engine wear? Less cabin cooling needed. Less engine strain. How fleet consistency reduces operating costs. White liveries help airlines mix and match aircraft types. Why planes used to be polished metal? Can white reduce visual fatigue for pilots? Long-term visual comfort higher with non-glare white reflections.
White means fewer insects sticking to fuselage.
How ground heat affects low-flying planes.
Why tropical airlines rely on white more.
When repainting goes wrong, color versus white.
How white helps in night photography. White fuselage captures airport lighting better for media and security.
The story of the first all-white jet fleet. Why new planes arrive in plain white. OEM standard simplifies branding and delivery processes.
Do jetliners and cargo planes use same white?
Why white planes get fewer passenger complaints. Studies show cleaner look improves brand trust. How hangars are optimized for white planes. Why white reduces paint cracking risk. Heat cycle tests show color expands/contracts more.
How long can a white jet stay in service?
Do manufacturers recommend white by default?
Why white planes are easier to rebrand. Airlines can change logos and tail design without repainting the whole jet.
White is the global default. Here's why.
How white helps in mid-air visual ID by pilots.
Do eco-friendly planes still use white? Hydrogen/electric aircraft still adopt white for efficiency.
How paint affects resale speed of aircraft. Buyers prefer all-white jets for faster integration into new fleets.
White improves safety in crash investigations. Wreckage shows burn marks and damage paths clearer on white.
How airplane paint is tested for sunlight exposure.
Why young ground crews see white planes faster.
Why repainting isn't always an option. Time, cost, and weight penalties lead airlines to choose white initially.
Why charter jets stick with all-white bodies. Flexibility and leasing benefit from neutral color.
Paint Cho affects plane cleaning too.
How white simplifies aircraft delivery checks.
Does white improve flight tracking visibility? Satellite images and ATC visuals benefit from reflective white.
White stays cooler in maintenance hangars.
Do South Asian female engineers prefer white during prototypes?
How airlines weigh paint choices in fleet strategy. Life cycle cost calculations show white dominates.
Why white helps reduce heat expansion damage.
What happens when planes are painted non-white? Performance, weight, and maintenance trade-offs explained.
Can you repaint a dark jet to white? Not easily. Stripping, prepping, and cost compared to starting white.
Why white helps spot wildlife impact on landing. Bug splatter and bird hits more visible on approach.
The future of aircraft colors? Still mostly white.
White helps aircraft appear larger and cleaner. Passenger perception and brand studies shown.
Why some airlines paint only the tail. Cost-saving strategy keeps most of the fuselage white.
What color are aircraft interiors painted? Interior metal often primed neutral gray, not white, for glare control.
White shows less streaking after rain.
Few VIP jets use all white paint too. Many still do for discretion, resale, and ease of maintenance. Why white reduces nighttime inspection errors.
Airlines cut costs by skipping elaborate paint jobs. White base with basic logo, more efficient.
Do aircraft fleets share the same paint code? Most use standardized white formulations across types.
How paint reflects aviation branding strategy. White balances function with identity.
Why all cargo planes stay plain white. No need for branding, just efficiency and function.
White simplifies aircraft documentation photos. Easier to annotate and spot defects.
Do government aircraft follow the white rule? Many diplomatic jets use white for neutrality.
Why first flights of new aircraft are in white. Factory delivery stage uses protective white for early testing.
How white impacts gate assignment lighting. Better illumination and marshaller accuracy.
Do aircraft models come in white by default? Miniature replicas and test drones are often painted white.
The white rule applies even to flying cars. Early prototypes adopt white for heat and flight control benefits.
White supports better time-lapse monitoring.
Why white aircraft cool down faster on the ground. Surface temperature versus interior heat dissipation tests.
White helps avoid painting over sensors. Easy to see placement of static ports, pitot tubes, etc.
How white enhances 3D scanning accuracy. Aircraft inspection drones track lines better on white fuselage.
The science of aviation paint chemistry favors white. White improves aircraft storage safety.
Why faded colors hurt resale value can increase your home's use significantly. Aircraft with white paint require fewer surface repairs. As you can see from these scratch impact tests,
White paint retains gloss better over time.
why airports prefer white liveries in drone scans. Easier shape identification during perimeter security.
Do lighter paint colors have aerodynamic benefit? Minimal difference, but less heat buildup is key.
Why storm inspections are faster with white.
For price. This is why almost every commercial plane is white. Easy maintenance, cost-effective, increased visibility, safe.